Hi, everyone. Good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a collective broad spectrum reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where what I'm talking about fits within your situation. It is not solely set for the date that it's created for. So if you're seeing this on a different date than what it's created for, by all means, if it fits, use it. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It might mean you're working on something different. If you see a little bit of smoke, don't worry, nothing's on fire. I've just been burning sage and cleansing the decks for the new week's readings. And just kind of purifying the energy to see what's going on for this week. Now, each card is going to represent for a day or two of the week. Some of you might experience all of these cards and then some, or some of you might only experience one of these cards throughout the week. We're all on different timelines. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the reading, because that is where housekeeping rules are, things I want to do with the channel, what decks I'm using, and easy ways to support the channel, and how to follow me on social media. Easy ways to support the channel are by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing, sharing the video out with your friends, putting it on your social media, leaving me a question or comment. All of that stuff greatly helps me to grow the audience. So please do so, because I would love to watch this channel grow and for it to reach the people that it needs to. This reading is originally created for Sunday the 6th of November through the 12th. Now, during this time, I do need to mention this. On the 8th, we have the it's time to get up. We have the full moon eclipse in the sign of Taurus in 16 degrees. We also have the 11/11 portal happening this week. So there could be some really big stuff happening for us. Big stuff probably in a good way. But just be aware of that. There's a lot of planetary changes right now that are going on. Venus and Mercury are both in the sign of... Sorry, not Venus. Yes, Venus and Mercury are both in the sign of... Is it Libra? I can't remember. But either way, they're in these signs that should promote love, clear communication, and truth, right? And then Jupiter has gone retrograde into Pisces, which would also be about seeking out truth. Mars is retrograding also, which means that fighting should come to occur, or communication should become clearer. There should be less bumping of heads. But let's see what the cards have to say. And as I said, this card reading is not necessarily set for these dates. If you're seeing it outside of these dates, it still makes sense. By all means, use it. All right, so let's get into these cards and see what's going on. Week underpinning everything here. So at the beginning of the week, we have the Six of Pentacles. Not mad at her. She is about balance. Six of Pentacles is about equanimity, about balance being restored in a very grounded sort of material way. If there's anything we have to give, or anything we have to receive, this would be the card to be open to that happening, right? A redistribution of power, wealth, even thought, or relationships where they come back into balance, right? Sixes are about balance. We might find ourselves getting onto a same page with a situation, a person, or relationship. What I like about this Six of Pentacles, which is different than other decks, is she seems self-focused. She's giving to this situation or these hands here, right? But she's also kind of maintaining and producing her own pentacles, right? Her main focus isn't necessarily fixing others. It's about fixing herself or bringing herself into balance. And therefore, from that balance, she's able to be accessible or available to other people or situations in a way that is more profound, more grounded, and more centered, right? There's oftentimes, to me, the Six of Pentacles is a sort of a light of justice card, because you usually see it depicted with a scales, which is Libra, which is also the justice card. But this is about us creating our own kind of 3D justice in our life, or 3D balance in our life within a situation where we're okay with where we're at. We're so okay with where we're at we're even able to share some of that okay, however that manifests for us, in a way that not only helps us, and I get this feeling when I'm looking at this card, it helps us first and foremost, not from a selfish place, but it's just for our own healing, our own well-being. That pink dress to me is all about the heart chakra, right? It's all about self-healing, love, compassion towards ourselves, and then sharing that with others, being able to use that to our advantage and to our benefit and to our stabilization in a way, right? We did see the Tower as one of the clarifying cards yesterday. So if things are shifting and changing due to that Tower for ourselves or others, we can be the rock, or we can be that solid center that's coming into the week, understanding that everything serves its purpose. Even if it's in a state of flux or change, we can be strong, balanced, and stay concentrated on kind of like what we need rather than, meeting the needs of others. Does that make sense? Now let's look at the midweek card and see what the midweek card is. Let me give this the clarifying deck one more shuffle. Okay, the midweek card is the Fool. Okay, so within this balance of the Six of Pentacles, there is a new journey, right? Wherever she has healed or found balance, compassion, and the ability to give in a different way, or maybe in a way that's more stable, more just, more in alignment or equanimity, equality to a situation, person, or thing. We now see that we've opened new doors to new journeys, right? The Fool is about moving forward. The one thing I like about this Fool card that's different is this Fool is headed straight for that sun. Yes, he might be stepping off the cliff, but he's willing to take the risk. He's probably one of the bravest cards in the deck, in my opinion, because he's not listening to the societal norms. He's not listening to sort of what other people think he should do or how he should be or which path he should take. He's making that decision on his own. And then from there, taking that step, taking that leap of faith, going into that new beginning, that new story, that new plot line, that new path with like kind of a reckless abandon. Some people societally, our friends, our loved ones, or those that we like take confidence with or that give us advice might say, hey, wait, no, don't do it. Don't do it. What are you crazy? But I think that the Fool does have a certain amount of craziness in the sense that there's a freedom with him. There's an invigoration with him. His knapsack always signifies that he has everything that he needs at his disposal, even if it doesn't feel like a whole lot. And then what I love here is the sun that he's heading towards, this new beginning, this new truth, this new enlightenment, this new awareness is breaking through the clouds. So if there's been something that has been holding us back or we've been unclear on, I think clarity comes this week and we are able to take steps forward. Those steps forward may feel unsure. They might feel a little bit scary, but they're not going to stop us. They're going to set us on a new path or a new journey or a new way of relating to a situation. And so in such a way that is exciting, powerful. It may challenge our traditional beliefs, but with the Six of Pentacles behind this, I feel like we have the stability to be able to take the movement to move forward in the midweek without any like sort of fear, shame, worry, or doubt. Even if we don't know how the path will fully play out, we need to keep our eyes set on that sun, on that truth, on that positivity, on that option of, you know what, maybe that wasn't working for me, but this new path, this new option, this new choice very well may work for me. And that's kind of the excitement of the Fool. It's a turnover. Remember, we do have the eclipse on the 11th and on the 8th, which that could be opening up doors. And especially with that Six of Pentacles, the doors being open are in the sign of Taurus. So grounding in new truths, new realities, new awarenesses of where we need to be and what we need to be doing. This should bring us joy and excitement, maybe a little bit of fear, but that's okay because it's a change. It's different than what we know to be true. But we need to be brave and step forward in it. Fool is major arcana. So this is usually a major shift that we are dedicating to ourselves to that doesn't necessarily like makes sense to others, right? That's why the fool aspect can be, the fool is brave and doesn't hold back, but also other people might consider it a foolish move, but it's not. It's an opportunity to grow, to change. There could be an opportunity to fall or learn something, but we learn from our mistakes, you know? I don't necessarily think that this is a mistake. Now, here is that card, that we saw in the clarifiers. This is that Tower. Tower is also very much major arcana. Tower is about let go or be dragged, guys. The Tower is telling us, you know, whatever we're stepping away from with that Fool card, whatever we've brought into balance with that Six of Pentacles, we've realized that that balance is for us and maybe for us only within a situation or a relationship. The Tower means that things need to fall apart. Now, this Tower is that things are on a faulty foundation. They're not necessarily built on something that's working. And so we need to be in agreement and in allowance to let those transformations take place. We need to remain open like the Fool and step away from something that maybe, you know, isn't foundationally sound, isn't bringing us what we want. What we thought would always be there is not necessarily what we need. And so it's time to move on. It's time to sort of let it all fall away. When I say let go or be dragged, what I feel like with the Tower can oftentimes signify a painful change that we were unexpecting. But with this, even if it's unexpected, we understand somewhere, because of the balance of the Six of Pentacles and the newness and the exuberance of the Fool, that it's time. And so I feel like there is not necessarily a need to hold on so strongly. This Tower could be our Tower, or it could be a Tower going on around us. This could be and this manifests in different ways for each one of you. This could be a relationship falling apart, a job shifting or changing, our position at work shifting or changing in a way that was unexpected, where it could bring a little bit of nerves or upset, but go with it. I love that these three hands are here. To me, they feel like the hands of spirit involved, right? They feel like the mind, body, spirit, or our higher self, like pointing out to us like, look, Jane, this is not going to stay. This is not going to work. The way that it's been set up is just not productive. It's not happening. Let it fall. Let it change. Let it transform. In the wake of this Tower, the Fool is able to move forward even more so in the grounding of that Six of Pentacles, in the grounding of that balance, of that personal balance, and that like sort of focus on the self, so that we have enough within ourselves to move through this experience in a way that doesn't necessarily harm us, but actually allows us to have the freedom to walk away from something, or allows us the freedom to have something change right from within us, or from underneath us, that will bring us to the peace of the Star, which is the card that usually follows this. Now let's go to the Hip Hop Queen Oracles and see which lady is coming to visit us. Now this lady I do know. This is Sister Soldier, and her word is power. And she is like, not today. Look at all those microphones. Look at the influence in front of her, right? She has a voice to speak from, a soapbox to stand on. She is Sister Soldier. She is strong. She is powerful. She's a sister. I don't know why I'm obsessed with the names of these artists. She's a sister in the sense that she is connected, right? She's connected in love to whatever her situation, her family, her person is. But she's also a soldier. She's strong. She's been through it. She's some of that Nine of Wands energy that we were seeing in yesterday's reading. We saw Nine of Wands twice. She is smarter. You know, she's not looking at us dead on, but she's kind of looking at us from the side like, I see you, Tower. I see you, Fool's Journey. I'm ready to take it. I'm ready to speak on it with all of those microphones. We have the stage here. We have the right to communicate maybe what it is we need. And that could be the thing that triggers the Tower, where what we need is in an alignment with how the situation is. And in doing so, in being powerful and being our own sister to ourselves or to the situation, speaking our truth in power will allow us to move forward with the the abandon, the freedom that the Fool represents. Now, let me read Sister Soldier. Power, impact, persuasiveness, force, engagement, activism, and community service. Words have power, and Sister Soldier has plenty of them. As a female rapper, she became a de facto member of Public Enemy, the first woman to align with the legendary hip-hop group. Now, that's a big deal. Public Enemy was huge in like the late 80s, 90s. And if she was the only woman allowed in there, then that's saying something. She released her debut album, 360 Degrees of Power, in 1992, the same year she became notorious for speaking out against the then President Clinton's racial remarks on America. It was known as the Sister Soldier moment in American politics, but she has had many moments to follow, while her memoir, No Disrespect, set the tone for Soldier's book writing career. It was 1999's the coldest winter ever that secured her fate as the queen of hip-hop literature. Through books, activism, and consistently speaking out for change, Sister Soldier is the public enemy of the patriarchy. If you are feeling a gravitational pull to the change of the world, there's a reason for it. And that pull is the tower, guys. It doesn't have to be on a grand scale. Like Sister Soldier can slowly move upward until one day you make a massive impact. You'll never know until you try, but pulling this card is a sign that it's time for some action. Link with some community groups or form your own. The best part of being an agent for change is that there's no wrong way to do it as long as you think like a soldier and keep your boots on the ground. So let's go to the clarifiers. She is like, she knows what she needs. She knows what she wants, even in the face of this tower, even in the newness of the Fool. It's like, whatever this is, it's we need to speak on it and move either towards it, from it, away from it, and allow it to transform in front of our very eyes. Now, here are our clarifiers. We have the Ace of Cups. So a renewed emotional understanding out of nowhere, a new truth to our emotions. This could be about new love or a new establishment of a relationship. There's a truth here. I actually love this Ace of Cups next to that tower because it feels like whatever, those of you that are in relationships, the relationships maybe aren't built on solid answers. The Ace of Cups brings those solid answers. And certainly aces being singular would bring those solid answers from us within, right? That cup overfloweth, not only in the power of Sister Soldier and the balance that we see in the Six of Pentacles, but also in that exuberance in the Fool, in that trust in ourselves rather than anyone else. This could be a renewal of faith in our emotions, our relationships, as they transform and change. They become more pure, more real, more heartfelt, more, and out of nowhere even, right? Out of like, what appears to be a bad situation, which would be the tower, actually brings us to this new realization emotionally of what love is for us or what we need in love or within our situation that helps us to feel more emotionally sound and stable and clear in who we are. We have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is about past pain and heartache, right? And I think that where this comes in, this Three of Swords is similar to this tower moment. Something's not working and we've known it maybe for a little while. And the Ace of Cups indicates that, while listening to sort of the Three of Swords in our heart, right? Or the past experiences where we've experienced pain, letdown, grief, sadness, betrayal, we're not doing it again. Like that's the thing with the Nine of Wands that we saw twice yesterday. It's like having learned through adversity and tough experiences that this is not what's right for us. The one thing about the Three of Swords, which Three of Swords is one of my least favorite cards of the deck because it's such a brutal image. But what I love about this is Swords is our thoughts and how we communicate, how we hold the past in our life, right? The pain of the past in our life. And we hold those swords in our heart. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to really investigate those swords and maybe remove them. And what we're left with is this big, beautiful heart again, which to me is the renewal of the Ace of Cups, right? The experiences of our past are important to us. We need to revisit our past so we can build a better future, but we don't have to allow our past to predict our future, right? And so I think that this is us coming to terms with maybe where we once were and where we are now heading, where we want to be, how we want to feel, how we want it to be for us. The last card is the Nine of Swords. I get a feeling right out of the gate when I'm looking at this, somebody ain't going to like this. I don't feel like this Nine of Swords is us, because I feel like, yes, the Nine of Swords could indicate some worry around the Tower moment, but with the Six of Pentacles and the Fool and Sister Soldier there being in power and the Ace of Cups there, it says to me that whatever situation is transforming or changing and how it's transforming and changing, it's transforming in a truth that is for us. And that this Nine of Swords, nines are about completions. So that would be some of the Tower falling apart, right? But it would also be about the truth of a situation. If something's been bringing us anxiety, pain, sadness, it's time to let it go. It's time to wake up out of our slumber or our nightmare and move forward. There's something here that's being put on offer to us through the Fool and through the Ace of Cups that allows us to maybe free ourselves from the pains, the thoughts, the miscommunications of the past, and to not necessarily repeat those things. Those microphones in front of Sister Soldier also say to me that our voice, our throat chakra, our truth, emotionally, certainly, and even mentally with the Three of Swords, could be very powerful this week. So what we say and how we choose to say it is going to be key. This Nine of Swords could be the effect that our changes or the changes that are going on around us are having on someone that we care about. But we can't fix that for them. We can remain in this balance of this Six of Pentacles and sort of maybe give to the situation or person in a way that helps them to a degree. But this is not, again, I said this yesterday, this is not our monkeys. This is not our circus. This is about sort of, I want to say self-preservation over the preservation of others and their worries, their fears. And when we do that, that's where that 9 completion cycle comes in. Like we're no longer going to be burdened with the dramas, the worries, the anxiety that we maybe had around a situation or person in the last few weeks or days, right? Now, here is the grounding stone. This is what I want you to ground in throughout the week. This should be your focus and what you should be, like I said, grounding in. So whenever things get challenging, scary, if the new journey of the Fool feels like, should I be doing this? Or the Tower feels like, something's falling apart for somebody. Should I jump in and be Captain Save-A-Ho? No. Don't. Focus on your own success. Focus on your own healing, your own well-being, your own sort of mental and communicative thought freedom that can come out of this week. Speak your truth. If that means speaking out against a situation that is no longer working for you, well, let Sister Soldier show you exactly how she does that, because that is her power. And there is something that we will create success around from this week's reading. I hope that makes sense, you guys. If you did like the video, please hit that like button, share the video out, subscribe to the channel, leave me a question or comment. Let me know if you're enjoying these cards and if they're making sense. And please, help me get the video out. Share it with your friends. I need to build my audience. Have a wonderful week and take care. See you tomorrow.